Hi everybody, it's Emily with the Terrebonne Parish Library, and I'm back to share with you all a little bit about this week in history. So on February 15th in 1903, the very first teddy bear was placed for sale in an American toy store by owner and inventor Morris Mitchum. Mitchum's idea to create this teddy bear came from a political cartoon that was very popular at the time, in which President Roosevelt refused to shoot an American black bear that his companions had tied to a tree during a hunting trip. So Mr. Morris reached out to President Roosevelt and asked for permission to call his bear cub Teddy's Bear. And so it was agreed to, and in 1903, the Ideal Toy Company was born and soon became a multi-million-dollar business. On February 16th in 1963, the first round-trip swim of the Strait of Messina, Italy was made by Mary Revel of the U.S. Mary made plans to swim all over the world with records on her mind. She attempted swims in South Africa, Italy, Spain, Poland, Japan, and New Zealand. But she says, "My best swim was the Strait of Messina. First woman, first American to make that swim, and it was a round trip. That was a tremendous, tremendous achievement. I mean, people all over Italy were listening on the radio. It was broadcast. There were hundreds and hundreds of people there in Messina to greet me. And so this was a 2.1 miles one-way swim. So Miss Revel swam over 4 miles from start to finish. On February 17th in 1801, the U.S. House of Representatives broke an electoral college tie by electing Thomas Jefferson as the third U.S. president over Aaron Burr. Interestingly, no candidate had won a majority of the electoral college votes required to win the presidency outright. Burr and Jefferson remained tied with 73 votes each. However, this completed the very first peaceful transfer of power between political parties in the country's history. So we went from having Federalist presidents to Democratic Republican presidents, and all went peacefully and smoothly. On February 18th in 1861, King Victor Emmanuel II of Sardinia becomes the first king of Italy. So Italy is made up of a lot of small independent states. They all voted to join the Piedmont Sardinia state with the ultimate goal of unifying the entire peninsula. So the Piedmont Sardinia was one of the more powerful states in the peninsula with one of the most liberal political systems. So it's important to remember that Italy has not been a unified country for very long, only since 1861. And on February 19th in 1910, Typhoid Mary, or Mary Mallon, was freed from her first periods of forced isolation and went on to cause several further outbreaks of typhoid in the New York area. So she never demonstrated any typhoid fever symptoms, including fever, headaches, and diarrhea. She was immune to the disease herself and was the first person in the U.S. identified as an asymptomatic carrier. But after her first release, she assumed the name Mary Brown, and so the health department lost track of her, and during that time, she cooked in hotels, restaurants, and institutions, and was again captured and forced into confined isolation on North Brother Island, which is right off the coast of the Bronx in New York. That's all I have for you guys this week. Thanks so much for watching. As always, I hope you learned something and enjoyed. Thank you, and have a great day.